Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to Donkey Kong Country 3. Last time we got started in K3, which is a snow/ice world, as you can see. Even though the first level in here wasn't really an ice stage, it was just a generic mountain stage, you might say. But the second one was an ice stage. That minecart stage. Tearaway Toboggan. And next up is actually, another non-ice level. Because Barrel Drop Bounce is, as you can see on the overworld map, another waterfall stage. The waterfall there isn't there for nothing. It is another waterfall stage. However, as you can see, it isn't even snowy here. I don't know why not, because how is it a problem to actually create a color scheme where it actually looks snowy here? Should not be too much of a problem. But anyway, it's non-icy, as you can see. But we are still dealing with... Okay. Wasn't what I was going for, but at least it got rid of the enemy, it seems. Okay, before we move on, we can actually go to the right here in order to find the coin of this stage. And this actually is a really fun one, because as you can see, we get a steel keg here. And this steel keg we can actually ride ourselves if we do it like this. Do remember to jump here, because otherwise you will bump into Coin's shield. The coin we're actually after. But still, it's really fun how you can speed run your way towards Coin here. But okay, there is still a gimmick here, of course, even though it's not snowy. There is still a gimmick. These barrels that drop down the waterfalls, and we can use them to reach a bonus right over here. That's basically the gimmick of this stage, you might say. That is pretty obvious. Oh, oops. Okay, let's not do it like that. It is clear that that doesn't work. Rule number 1 in these kind of bonuses, make sure you jump. In time with that, I mean, because obviously I did press the B button, but apparently a little bit too late. There almost went again. But okay. I should have it now. As you can see, this one is pretty obvious. You make use of the stage's gimmick in order to get higher or lower on this waterfall in order to collect the green bananas. Nothing too special here. Even though it is pretty hard to do, apparently. One failure and one almost failure. Well, there we go. 46 bonus coins. Okay, what more do we have? Let's do the regular stage now. Now that we know this stage isn't snowy and it also isn't that difficult in its gimmick. It's just difficult in the bonus. Because the gimmick here is pretty basic, but we are going to do a couple of platforming challenges with it, of course. In fact, I think, yeah, it's coming up now. This is usually the part I think of when I think of this stage. As you can see, we have multiple in a row. We need to get high enough in order to reach a barrel. And this is easier said than done. Okay, there we go. Okay, not too sure what that is supposed to mean. Those buzzers over there. I'm pretty sure there's nothing behind there, so... No, not quite yet. There's still a bonus we need to get. And this N, of course. There's a bonus to the right over here. Easy to remember, because it's at the same platform the N is. So if you just know where the N is, you can easily remember this part. Comparable to the first bonus, we zigzag our way up these barrels. Only this time we're not collecting bananas. This time we're actually gaining altitude in order to get up here. Do make sure you do this fast, because otherwise you will not be able to get high enough in time. These barrels actually drop a lot faster than you would think. So you really need to jump immediately to outrun the barrels. But okay, it seems we're bringing along Perry again. So make sure he doesn't get hit. Oh, oops. Okay, Dixie, you are allowed to get hit. As long as I still have Perry. Not really sure if we actually need him for something, because I can remember already having the coin and both of the bonuses, so... It's not going to be super important. But hey, even a 3-up is worth something, so... Let's go see what we get. I know the first time he actually transforms into a bonus barrel the moment you reach the no animal sign. That is actually in a mountain level. And I don't mean a waterfall mountain with that. It's not this stage. But we'll see. Oh, it's a 2-up even. And even the 3-up I had in my mind apparently wasn't correct. It's even less than that. Bring along this barrel because, as you can see, there's a booty bird behind the goal for the G. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and if you remember correctly, in the previous couple of worlds we were actually forced to skip a couple of Brother Bear locations because of missing certain items. After this stage we can finally do something about that. But Krack-Shot Kroc needs to be taken care of first. But first let's talk about Krack-Shot Kroc. By far my favorite factory stage in this game. And why? First of all, we get to use Squitter, which is mechanically speaking my favorite animal body, as you may know. However, we are going to do a certain gimmick with him. And that is not just platforming with him, that we already know in multiple games, starting from DKC2. No. This stage is called Krack-Shot Kroc because we are dealing with a crosshair. And this crosshair, actually, as you can see, will shoot us every once in a while. We can hide behind certain things in the foreground. Those actually function as a shield, as you can see. Most of all, we'll be doing a platforming stage. Nothing too spectacular, nothing new. Stuff we already know when it comes to Squitter challenges. However, throughout this entire stage, this crosshair here is going to be following us, trying to hit us. Well, we're going for bonuses and stuff like that. It is a pretty interesting gimmick, definitely. And it doesn't really get exciting until one of the bonuses. It's actually not this one, as you can see. This one is just use the webs in order to get high enough to grab the green bananas. Nothing too spectacular. No, the second bonus is really fun to do, so can't wait for that. This one is pretty basic. This is all stuff that Donkey Kong Country 2 already made us do the moment we got introduced to Squitter. Nothing too spectacular here. But okay, we exit the bonus the place we entered it. And let's move on. Luckily I'm very experienced with the web jumping. So as you can see, I always do it like this. The moment I actually create a web, I also immediately jump on the same web I'm creating. I know that's not easy to do. A lot of people have been seeing me playing Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 are always like, how the hell are you doing that? I am not able to, at the same time, shoot the webs with A and at the same time also immediately jump for them, like I'm doing over here. But for some reason I really got that down in the last couple of years after playing this game and Donkey Kong Country 2, of course, for way too many times. But I can safely say that trick definitely helps me a lot in a stage like this. Because it does make you climb a lot faster, so the crosshairs a little bit less of a problem in most cases. Okay, let's just move on. Technical business regarding Squitter aside. We still need to find the coin and that second bonus, of course. That second bonus I'm never going to forget, of course. Let's do this in a little bit of a more safe location. Of course, I've been saying I'm pretty experienced with the mechanics of Squitter. That's the whole reason why I love using him so much. But even I am not invincible, of course. I also sometimes still make mistakes. Sometimes I can get too hasty, if you know what I mean. Knowing how Squitter works and being able to use him properly, that's fun and everything, but it's not always a plus side. Sometimes I am tempted to go a little bit too fast. Oh, like this, like I said. I can consider myself pretty good with Squitter, but even I am not perfect. But good enough to reach this awesome bonus, because as you can see here, this time we are controlling the crosshair. Awesome idea, Rare. Awesome idea. The gimmick of the stage is the crosshair. However, they bothered to create a separate engine in the controls in order to make us control this thing too at some point. Really amazing. We obviously use it to shoot the Kremlings we find here. Can be a little bit difficult to control. The crosshair does control a little bit stiff. And even the coin we need to shoot in order to collect it. Awesome. Let's move on in the rest of the stage, because if it isn't obvious, this is probably my favorite bonus in the game. There's also another pretty good one coming up later. This one, because of its unique concept, is definitely the one I can appreciate the most in this game. Okay, we should be near the end. We still have to get the coin, but I know that is right before the end of the stage. This is another instance where the game just decides, first you need to do the entire stage, and just before the end, then we'll give you coin. In fact, I'm pretty sure the no animal sign for Squitter we're going to meet right before the end is actually going to give us the steel keg. But anyway, no animal signs is one thing, but there's also no crosshair signs. From this point on, we're safe. And as you can see, here's coin right before the end. And like I said, the steel keg we get from Squitter. Pretty basic stuff here. But okay, that was probably the best factory stage in this game. And with Krack-Shot Kroc taken care of, it is time... No, wait. Okay, apparently I can't go there yet, so the brother bear is going to have to wait. I promised you before the previous stage, so we're doing this stage first. Lemguin Lunge. And we immediately see a bonus barrel, so it's pretty easy to... Okay, apparently it's not easy to get. Let's try that again. It is pretty easy to see what you need to do, but apparently it's not easy to do. Just pretty easy to see what you need to do. Just throw your Kong over that bus into the bonus barrel and not into the bus. Okay, this bonus already gives away a little bit what the gimmick is going to be, as you can see. Penguins. Called Lemguins, in this case. But still, they are penguins, and as you can see, their function is as follows. They slide across the stage, trying to be obstacles. They come from these holes, so the moment you actually meet those holes, you know you're safe again. Until the next point comes up where they start sliding across the stage. And usually in the opposite direction you're going in, to make it extra difficult. I can remember there's also a couple of instances where they go in the same direction, which is not necessarily easier. Oh, oops. Luckily this barrel respawns. There we go. Another easy coin. But you do need to stand on top of him, so... Especially with Kiddy holding the barrel in front of him, that can be somewhat difficult sometimes. You were tempted to jump into coin. But like I promised, here's a section where the Lemguins actually go in the direction you are going. In this case, not that difficult, because it was at the same speed we were going, so... Not that much of a problem. This one can be trickier, because as you can see they go slower, so... You were tempted to hit them a little bit earlier, you might say. But still, this gimmick never becomes tricky, I think. This an interesting gimmick they're trying to play around with, but this one is not that difficult, so... I can remember the final part of the stage is pretty tricky, but that's basically the only part of the stage where it becomes a little bit hard. In most cases, these guys are really easy to avoid, so if this gives you problems at this point in the game, you should be ashamed for yourself. This part's what I mean. That because of going hill up can be a little bit trickier, but just remember to bounce on top of these guys and you should be fine. Okay, and now we should be able to head towards that shed to the north over there. The Brother Bear location. Because as you can see, the level continues to the right, where Swanky's tent is. But for now, we are going to stop at Blizzard's base camp first. Which unlocks after Lemguin Lunge and not after Krack-Shot Kroc. Let's remember that. My word, how on earth did you find me up here? Well, never mind about that. My name is Blizzard. I've been up here for weeks getting ready for my attempt to conquer K3. It looks like I'm going to miss my best friend Blue's birthday. Hey, Blue, that guy we know. Say, would you do me a favor, Kongs? It's no problem. Nice going, Rare. That's great. Could you take him this present for me? Please. I'd be ever so grateful. And like I promised, this is actually going to initiate a chain of events. Because as you can see, this base camp gives us a present. However, we're first going to do the rest of the business in this world first, of course. We know Blue is lonely, but we'll take his present to him later. Okay, XBY. AXB. B. Okay. AXB. Normally I actually immediately go back towards Blue and get rid of all the Brother Bear actions that we were forced to skip. But I think I'll just finish this world. We're pretty much done with it anyway, so... We'll see Blue in a minute. He's been waiting for his birthday present for so long. He can wait a couple of minutes longer. Okay, Cranky. Let's go see if we can still get you. You did beat me once. Let's make sure that is going to stay the only time you beat me. Okay, he's doing terrible, so it's not going to be a problem. Let's reach those 25 points. Don't want to win by the time running out. I want to win because of reaching those 25 points. It's way better. Yeah, I got this. 10 more seconds. 2 more hits. Bam. It went straight through the target. Are you sure about that, Cranky? I've been watching your screen along with mine, so... I'm pretty sure it didn't. That was not a glitch. You just suck. Okay, time for an interesting boss fight, because Bleak's house actually makes use of the same mechanic we were just playing in Swanky's Sideshow. I hope you've been practicing at Swanky's, because this guy actually makes use of that same engine, as you can see. Bleak is a terrible snowman. Not an abominable snowman, that's something different. But still. We actually use our skills with the ball throwing minigame in order to throw snowballs at this guy, in order to beat him. And after a couple of hits, it's an avoiding game. As you can see, he will shoot a couple of snowballs from his head. And then gives us a chance to throw another ball at his blinking spot on his scarf. That's basically his weak point, as you can see. Basically saying we cannot hit him right now. Only if the blinking spot on his scarf is there, only then we can hit him. But it is pretty interesting how they played around with this engine. In Donkey Kong Country 2 they went for Animal Buddies boss fights for the first time. In this game they thought, hey, you know what, we have that different engine we made for the minigame in this game. Why not make a boss fight out of that too? Pretty interesting idea. Even though when it comes to the platforming challenges and the general settings of the game, I think Donkey Kong Country 2 is still a better game. But Donkey Kong Country 3 definitely has better ideas for gimmicks. Stuff like this definitely prove that. But okay, Bleak taken care of. And therefore the most unique boss fight in this game. It is time to immediately head towards a couple of Brothers Bear. First one being Barter's Swap Shop, the new place that unlocks. Well, good day to you, Dixie. How are you? The name's Barter. Whoops. Have you seen me, Washer? That posing funky fella has been acting a bit weird lately. I'd swear he's been working on some super secret project, but I reckon it's just some silly pipe dream. Dirty? I'd take a look in a mirror if I were you. Is that a mirror? If it is, could I possibly borrow it? Hey, I thought you just said you weren't dirty. Thanks for that, Dixie. Oh no, look at the state of me. I'm a wreck. Take this wrench. I don't need it here. Okay, and this is the whole reason why you wanted to have that mirror with you. This guy actually swaps it for a wrench. And that wrench we are going to use right over here in this world. But like I said, we have a couple of businesses to take care of now that we finally have the ability to help Blue and his birthday present. Okay, Blue's beach hut. Slow music starts again. A present for me? Oh, thank you, Dixie. You've really made my day. Let's have a look inside. Music kicks up. His blue days are over. Oh, it's a bowling ball. Well, it's far too heavy for me. I know, why didn't you have it, Dixie? Man, he's been waiting for his birthday present for weeks. And he finally gets one and he gives it away immediately. That is a bad case of appreciation. But okay, the bowling ball we'll be taking a look at next time, because time is up. See you folks next time for the next world and the next Brothers Bear. Treecks out.